So I've been making a lot of videos lately because it's just a lot of crazy shit every day, and it's been really ramped up lately. Where like there's been a lot of sirens lately and shit. And then the other day, or like 2 days in a row, I think, there's a bunch of cops. The one day there was a lot of cops, and the other day there was like a few cops, I think, like the next day or whatever. But there's just been a bunch of crazy stuff happening lately that's like, it's always crazy every day, but it's just like ramped up lately, the last week or whatever. Like today's video, there was like a fire truck parked on the side of the street with its flashing lights on up the street from me. And this firefighter like walks out in front of me. Like as I'm walking up the street, he's like up the sidewalk ahead of me. He walks out in front of me. He's synchronized like a robot. And I'm like, here we go. They're going to synchronize like robots. And then I'm like, they're going to do it right at the intersection, aren't they? And then they do. They like 3 firefighters walk up to the intersection right when I walk up to it. Right in front of me. And there wasn't actually a fire, probably. Or if there was, they just hang around there until I walk by or whatever. But it's probably not even a fire. It's just a theatrical stage show. And they just pull up in the fire truck and then walk in and walk out synced, and then they leave. They waste gas and tax dollars and time and energy and life, their own life and my life. And like there's a bunch of cops like the entire police station was stalking me the other day, like all at once. Just like a bunch of cops all at once. And then like yesterday I was at Walmart and this girl was talking on the phone, and she just like puts her phone down next to me. She hangs up the phone as she walks by me, and she's just like, that's how she hangs up. She doesn't say goodbye or anything. It's like she was talking when she came out, and then she's not talking anymore, and then she's just like she's just pretending to talk to somebody. There's actually nobody on the phone. And the cops will just like pull people over fake in a staged fake theatrical show. And they'll drive around and do fake shit, and they'll drive out of the police station next to me. And then just everyone that I see that I can tell is all synced. And then the rest of them, I can't tell if they're synced or not. It's like 90% of them are synced, and then the rest of them, I'm like, I hear this engine sound outside right now. I think he's probably synced again, just like 99% of them are, at least. It's just dumb. And then like I don't like the last few videos, or the last video, I was like, I'm just gonna record for like 5 minutes or whatever, and then I just go down a rabbit hole of like just keep recording, and then before I know it, I've recorded for 40 minutes, and I'm like, oh shit. Because it's just things constantly happening, and then you're like, what's gonna happen next? Like, I want to catch it if it's something crazy, you know, but then like it's always crazy though, so like it's like I've caught, like I could retire now, you know, like I don't I don't gotta record it anymore. But, like, it's always different shit happening. It's always, like, new shit happening and, like, just weird shit happening. And I was sitting on this bench today, and I was just, like, closing my eyes, like, meditating. And, like, not long after I sat down, this guy walks up, and he just walks right up to me, and he's just like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing, man?" Like, he's just like standing like right in front of me, and like when I open my eyes, there's somebody else walking in front of me, like ahead of me, and they're probably synced with him or whatever. I don't know, but he's probably stalking me and just coming up just because I'm trying to just meditate. As there's cars constantly stalking me, like, I can still hear them, you know? Like, I don't have to open my eyes to know that they're stalking me, because it'll just be a bunch of cars pulling up at once on both sides of the intersection and shit like that. And engine sounds as a bike rides in front of me or whatever. So, like, I can still hear them if I close my eyes. But it was like not long after I sat down, this guy walks up. He's like, "Hey, how's it going, man?" And he's like, I was just coming over to check on you because I used to be homeless, and, like, you know," I'm like, "I'm not homeless, dude." And he's like, "Well, yeah, you know, I'm just coming over to check on you, so just hope you're having a good day," or whatever. I'm like, "All right, dude, well, you know, there's a lot of people stalking me out here, so I don't know if you're one of them, but, you know, they just come stand over by me, close to me, to stalk me, and just to stalk me, and it's like, I don't know if you're one of them, but you have a good day, man." And then, what else crazy happened? There's been a lot of things. Like I walked by this door today, and somebody walked out of it next to me, and then I walked by it again later on the day, and somebody else walked out of it next to me, and then, like, on the last video I did, this car drove out of a parking lot next to me, and yesterday's video, a car drove out of the same place next to me, in the same parking lot. And it was a different car, I think. It wasn't the same car both days. So there's been a lot of, like, weird deja vu thing. And, like, a garbage truck took off out of a parking lot next to me on the way to the coffee shop the other day. And then on the way back, the garbage truck parks next to me in the same parking lot as I'm walking back the other way. So it's been a lot of weird deja vu things like that lately, where it's like the same thing is happening or whatever. So go watch all my videos. If you don't believe me, go watch all my videos. I know it sounds unbelievable because it's supposed to, because the Zionists sound unbelievable, that there's everyone around me is a stalker, but it really is that. Everyone around me is a stalker. If you watch my videos, I break it down very extremely thoroughly, more so than anyone else's videos that I've ever seen, I think, except like a couple of people. They don't break it down like I do, most people. Like, I break it all down and show you how synchronized everything is at all of this. Like, if I walk up and down the same street, they're going to synchronize at the same places. Like, certain doors, corners of buildings, crosswalks, intersections, and shit. They're going to synchronize. Like, there's certain poles that they drive by and certain, like, railing poles they drive by. And I know this sounds crazy, but because it is, but, like, every time I walk by certain railing poles, they drive a car by me right there, or a dog barks right there, or somebody walks by me right there, or somebody walks by me with a dog right there, or a plane flies over me right there, or a car honks right there, or a siren goes off right there, or a car door slams right there, or a door on a building opens right there, or a bird flies right over my head right there as a car honks, or a train horn, or anything that you could possibly think. And then all the same things are always synced, like the garbage trucks and the fire trucks and the police and the FedEx and the Red Cross and the UPS and the mail trucks and the Domino's and the every other car and business car in town, and all the radio station cars and the daily news car and the cop cars and the ambulance and the fire trucks and all the school buses and the telelift buses. Every time, every video, every day, always synced. All those things that I mentioned all the time, every day, always synced. Every time I see them. Every time, every day, always synced. Go watch all my videos. Every time, every day, always synced. Always synced specifically at the same places on the street. Mathematically impossible to be a coincidence. Completely, mathematically impossible to be coincidental. It is not coincidental. It is co-incidental.